So it's race day here at the Trans Nation Challenge GP2 category. It is beautiful twilight sky here. I'm joined again by Guy Tasker and a special little fluffy guest, but anyway, we're getting...
Isn't that the same thing?
we're getting ready for the start of GP2's Bahrain Grand Prix. Kart has done it again, a double pole position, but this time he'll have Stuart McKenzie too on the front row alongside him, so this could be an interesting rekindle of battle at China, and I'm sure that this time around Kart 1979 will have his internet sorted and he will hopefully
let's certainly hope so.
Or either way, we're about to get started. The tension is building. It always builds up to this moment as we now build to the 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. A beautiful start by Kart 1979. He's going to try and push himself defensive to keep McKenzie off bay. McKenzie's going to funnel around, but look at Betts. Betts is going to go around the outside of Stuart McKenzie too, and he does it. What a move by the Sauber driver.
Oh, bit of contact there. McKenzie's got a better drive. Just tapped him up the gearbox there.
So Kart 1979 will lead them off into turn 3. Betts is going to hold himself around the inside, up the inside of Stuart McKenzie too. They're going to go side by side, continue, and we've got an incident already.
Oh, incident at the back.
And it's Conman 69 with Rip Tretch. So, and it looks like through all that battling, McKenzie has gotten back
wide.
So,
Verche is having a look.
Yep. But that battle between the two, the Betts and McKenzie has put. Oh, the Kart just run wide? He did.
Matt Your Daddy up the inside of. Oh, that's a big tank left at the back there. Matt Your Daddy, as I mentioned in qualifying, Matt Your Daddy got
Stuart McKenzie too up the inside of Bett. Kart coming up into the fast right-hander. Beautiful move there by the Ferrari number 1, but Kart's just going to hang it around the outside.
Ooh.
A very frantic opening lap here at the Bahrain Grand Prix GP2 category, and it's still going. Kart now gets the run.
Here. Yeah, through them, Matt Your Daddy has lost out massively. He's down to P8. He got the double left handle wrong.
Contact between the Sauber and the Ferrari coming into the last turn.
Betts has got a better run than Kart here. He might be.
He'll be better position coming into it. So Stuart McKenzie too leads from Kart. Then it's Betts, Ian Betts. So the 3 family members in the top 4: Verche, Beardy, Warlords, Matt Your Daddy.
Had a great start. Yeah.
Rip Tretch and Conman.
Oh, the 2 Saubers almost coming together there.
It's quite amazing. So the older cousin leading the 2 twin brothers. So we've got another set of family members in the Trans Nation Challenge. We have
Matt Your Daddy is into the pits. I think some wing damage. He's just had that fixed.
Yep. So he's out and he's on the soft tyres. Conman 69 looks like he's having a bit of a battle with Rip Tretch at the moment. Beardy is having a good confrontation. Ian Betts is just. Yeah, Ian Betts has just had a massive spin coming out of the...
I lost it in the same place, exactly the same last year, or sorry, in the beta test.
So the battle is still raging on between McKenzie Stewart 2 and the 2 Saubers.
And Verche,
and I'm
just
loving
keeping them in his sights at the moment.
Actually, 50... I just need to check something here, because if they've actually done what I think they have, I'm impressed. So we've got Kart in the 45. Yes, we have. Oh, they've listened to me. Beautiful. So we've got Kart in the 45 Sauber and Betts in the 54 Sauber, and that's a clever play on numbers there because that they both add to 54. So 45 backwards.
Warlords and Beardy having a good little tussle here for P5.
So DRS has been activated. Kart sets the fastest lap with a 133.2.
Kart then said it.
And Betts staying behind, so Sauber are looking to be the real dark horses of the GP2 category. And Verche has been disconnected, so
I'm guessing
he'll be disappointed by that, and Warlords will take advantage of that. And Warlords, I've got to say, has actually had quite a bit of an interesting first couple of laps because he's been all over the show in positional-wise, so...
Beardy's gonna just follow him.
So Beardy will take P5. Ian Betts is recovered now to P7 and has Rip Tretch and Conman 69 right behind him. So Conman on a different strategy. So at the moment he'll be struggling to get these soft tyres up to temperature. But once he gets out some pace. I can definitely see the one stop happening here.
Yeah.
Even if
Definitely
it's
looks like
even
he's gonna
soft
try it.
on super softs is a very good strategy.
Just looks to me as if Betts 715 is just slipping back from the leading two, Cart and Mackenzie.
Okay, so and Inverche has returned as well, so he's only lost
good.
2 positions, so that's not too bad. But it looks like at the moment, yeah, you're right. So Betts has dropped off a bit, but it looks like Cart is setting himself up. So maybe what the plan was to hang back a little bit, get a bit more juice in the tyres, and then have a run. So the DRS will be activated for all 3 drivers. So
Yeah.
let's see if
Makes you wonder if
Cart.
these two Saubers could think about something like we saw in, of course, the real life.
Oh, there we go. Cart
Which
down
way-
the inside
Ooh.
into turn 1. Beautiful
Mackenzie
move.
leaves some space.
But yeah.
Dangerous move.
Oh, but he's got the
Mackenzie
run. He's got the switchback. He's going to hang it
Mackenzie
around the
turned
outside.
in there. That was a risky move. Going
Yeah,
for
I
that.
think
Luckily,
Mackenzie-
Mackenzie saw him in time.
Yeah, Mackenzie
Could have
opened up
aced
the
him.
wheel a little bit. Oh, we got a crash in sector 1, and it's Warlords.
Warlords.
So Warlords has had to.
Every week it seems.
And oh, look at that!
Oh.
He and Betts having to go completely off the track to evade him.
And Rip it stretch up to P5 though. He's benefited massively off them.
Well, that's actually caught me a bit by surprise because
Oh, and he's gone in deep, and Mberche now back in the race. And
Conman 69 looking to be quite.
look at this. We've got all 5 drivers there bunched up. This could be an interesting.
And they're all.
fight
Oh,
we're gonna have.
and Betts is off into the fence. Is that? And that's
Again,
game over.
He's out.
Oh,
dear.
that's
I think
unfortunate there. But I
I think Conman has some front wing damage.
Yeah, I
Front
think.
right.
Yeah, I think it looked like he got into. Inverche looked like he got into the side of
Yeah.
Conman coming into that corner, and that corner, you know, you've said it yourself. You've come off
think-
there. I've come off
yeah.
there a few times. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
very tricky corner if you don't. If you don't position the car right, you can always hit the bump. Oh, Inverche down the inside of
Ooh,
Matt, your
good move.
daddy. What a. Oh no, sorry, Rip It Treat.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
what a beautiful move there, and that's not ideally a corner you're overtaken either. So.
No, I would never think of doing it there. But I
Oh,
think
here we
Rip
go.
It Stretch
The
has
battle
got a bit minor
between
front wing
Car-
damage.
oh, Cart's making a
Cart's got
move.
good run.
Oh, he's gone
ran
deep,
way too deep.
and he's gonna. He's gonna
Mackenzie
surrender
keeps
the
on.
position a bit. So
Betts
he's
is
gonna.
going to take him.
So he's gonna let his cousin now have a go
So
at
maybe-
the points leader.
Maybe Betts is now going to see if he can get past.
And I know Mackenzie well. I would say he is sweating right now.
Yeah. He'll be. I think he'll be loving it at the same time.
He'll
We
be
know-
loving the battle, but at the same time,
Yeah.
he wants to win. He wants to be able to
Yeah.
win, but he can't. You can't take your eyes off these Saubers. These Saubers, I reckon, are going to go for the constructors this year because they are
it looks
strong.
like it.
And of course, these two go to Williams in season 2018. Of course, for those who just watching us, Trans-Nation Challenge is going to 2 categories as of next season.
Oh, I thought Conman is all over the back of Rip It Stretch. He's gone for a move down the inside of the hairpin. Oh, not quite.
Yeah, but it does set you up here if you can get the positioning right, but you've just got to be sure that you put... Oh, yep, there we go. Rip It goes wide, so Con's going to take that, and he'll have the DRS to pull away from it too, so...
Oh, so I think
Warlords
Warlords
is fallen behind...
I was just about to say, I've seen Warlords. He's obviously picked up some damage from that spin, and he's gone onto the medium. So
well, it's either that or he's changed his strategy. Maybe he used too much, like I did in China. He used too much tyre in qualifying and has found. And he goes.
Maybe he's realised it's his only chance of getting something more out of this.
Well, at the
is
moment,
trying
when
to
you
make
look
that
at-
one stop work.
Well,
Betts has done it. Betts is at the inside of Mackenzie,
Oh, is he? Oh, he is too. So look at that beautiful move by the.
down into turn 1, just stuck it at the inside. But
And he's
Mackenzie's
gonna-
got a
and
better
he's
run here.
And now this is where team play comes in. So now what Betts wants to do.
Oh,
They're gonna go
Mackenzie
side.
round the outside. What a move! Round the outside.
Well, see, before that happened, what would you do here is that you would. Bit of moment there for Betts. He's gonna let.
Oh,
you
between the Saubers.
you don't want to take your teammate out, especially considering you. Wall! Oh man, what
again.
is wrong?
Oh, he's in the wall.
that is.
Wonder what happened there.
Where is that?
Oh,
Actually?
he's.
What
Where
is
is
with
that?
it with Warlords and the wall? It's just. I feel for the guy. He's been struggling for the last.
I really coming into the season, I thought he had the pace to really be challenging.
Oh, don't get me wrong, he's got the pace. He just.
Oh, and
wait, is that turn 1?
It's just. I think it's reset him onto the track. We might have a problem here.
Oh shit, do we? Hang on, let's have a look. Yeah, he's been reset on the track. Oh
because
dear.
This is what happened to me in Malaysia in the Sprint Championships, and I didn't ghost.
Do you have
Yeah, he's left the session. That's all right. He's left the session.
So is
I
he?
think that should be all right now. It says that his car's ghosted, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. We just saw
okay,
that because we just saw
okay,
one of the
that's good of him
Saubers
to
go
leave the
through
session
him.
there,
So
'cause I think if he hadn't have left the session, we
yeah,
could have had
I was going to say
on.
you probably would need to get on the feed to warn all the
Yeah.
drivers.
He's been disqualified for being parked in a
Yeah.
dangerous location.
So, well, he's still we know that he's out of the race, so we won't.
Yeah, that's all right.
So at the moment, Kart has now gotten back around.
Oh, and Conman is into the pits. I think he's struggling with that front wing damage.
And pit lane speed penalty, Rip
and
It
Rip It
Tretch for
Tretch,
speeding.
he's come in as well.
Oh, and Rip It actually doesn't have a front wing end plate, so
I think they must have come together at some point or something.
yeah, I would.
Oh, and Mackenzie's stretched the lead now, 1.1 seconds.
Yeah, the Saubers are battling, so the Saubers battling has allowed Mackenzie to stretch his legs. But see, this is what would happen if I was Betts or Kart and I got past Mackenzie. What my next move would be is to back Mackenzie into the next.
Yeah.
Or
I'm gonna let them have a run at him.
Or at the moment now, with both drivers chasing him, all one of them has to do is pit right now.
Yeah.
Force Mackenzie into a 2-stop.
That's exactly what I was going to say before about like what happened in Australia with the real life. You hit one for the undercut and you keep one out there, so he has to respond to the first one.
Exactly. So if he doesn't want to lose time to the second driver, he have to. I mean, Mackenzie probably would be aware of this. He probably can see it because it does feel a bit. Oh, in fact, as we say that, Betts in.
There we go.
So Betts is playing the undercut. So Kart is going to be playing the Sebastian Vettel role. The only difference in this is that Kart is right behind Mackenzie, whereas Sebastian Vettel was about 10 or so seconds behind Lewis Hamilton when all that came about.
Yeah.
And of course there was a virtual safety car, which won't be in the Transnation Challenge until they can sort that drama out.
Yeah, after what we've seen previous weeks.
Well, the virtual safety car seems to be all right. It's the proper safety car that seems.
Yeah.
If there was a system that allowed you to choose between which safety car you can have, that would be fine.
Yeah.
So here's the question: will Mackenzie respond, or will he catch on to this plan? Betts has come out.
I wouldn't be surprised. From what we've seen from Mackenzie in the first 2 rounds, he's been really pushing for the one stop. He's been going for the optimistic. You know, he'd be pushing the tires as far as they can to make a one stop work. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him do the same here, and he's going to stick it out. But
the thing about it too is that the issue about it is that with the 2-stop, Betts is now going to be pushing good lap times out, and he'll jump near. So Mackenzie's staying out, Kart's staying out. So they're going to lose a lot of time to Betts when they come in.
What I have noticed as well is I think perhaps Kart, well, not so much Betts. Betts has got a lot of fuel, but Kart I think might have used quite a lot of fuel to have a go at Mackenzie because he's only plus half a lap, whereas Mackenzie is plus 3 laps.
Yeah, so
perhaps Mackenzie just playing the long game.
Yeah, so maybe he's caught on to it and he thought, well, the one stop is the better choice. He's going to, of course, and Kart goes wide coming out of the, pushing a little too hard at the moment, but still, you know, it's a short game. M. Virche has actually just come in, just as we were talking about that. He's come out on the soft tyre, so 20 laps on the softs, I think he'll be on a 2-stop.
Yeah.
And Matt, your daddy's recovered quite well too. So, Conman's in now again. So is Conman.
Matt, your daddy should only have to make one more stop now.
Is it another wing change? It's another wing change for Conman. So problems here for the number 2 Ferrari driver. Of course, making his debut here for the Transnation Challenge Gp2 category. So not a good start to his campaign in Gp2.
So I think Verdi and Inverche having a bit of a scrap here.
And both are, well, Inverche's on the soft, so Verdi on the mediums, so this will be interesting to say the least. Betts now back up to P3 with fresh tyres. He's on the soft, so yep, definitely the two-stop there for Betts, because you just can't make the tyres last 19 laps. Well, it's not as far as I'm aware, but it's fair to say that. Oh, Kart in, so Kart's now Kart going, so 19 on the medium, so yep, that's definitely
going
a
one
one-stop
undercut.
there.
Yeah.
So Betts is, yep, Betts has cleared him, so that's the power of the undercut. Betts was,
and I think Mackenzie's in this lap because he is running rich all the way around, it says. So he knows he's got to put in a big lap here to minimise that undercut.
well, I think going by the information, it's 3.3 seconds between Betts and Kart, so the undercut has warranted Betts about 2.8 seconds. And that's on the space of 2 extra laps on the fresh soft tyres. So Mackenzie, we think, was about a second ahead of Kart. So it's going to be close between Betts and Stuart Mackenzie too. But I think Betts will come out in front. But Stuart will have the benefit of softer, fresher tyres. But it was pointed out in the Transnation Superstars is that the tyres don't come up to temperature as quickly as the likes of the soft. So yeah, Mackenzie's responding. But I've got to say, it's been a very chaotic start to this Grand Prix. I mean, you just couldn't stay with one car. You had to be everywhere because there was just so much action happening. So Mackenzie on the softs. So has Mackenzie switched to a two-stop? Or is he confident that...
I think he, as I said before, what we've seen from him, I think he believes he can take this to the end.
And so there goes Betts.
Really push it. Betts is through.
Will cut. No, Mackenzie's outlap was quite quick actually. I think it might have been close to the fastest lap of the race at the time. So he hasn't lost too much time in that regard. But yeah, I think Betts is gonna. I think Betts will be under a bit of pressure. I think he would have thought that he had a bit more space coming out of that. So the gap 1.7 seconds and the differing tyres. So there's a battle now starting to develop a little bit between Inverche and Matt Daddy. Of course, Matt Daddy is on a completely different strategy as we watch this beautiful chopper shot of the McLaren Honda coming through the hairpin, coming through the sweeping corner. And yeah, he is gaining on Matt Your Daddy. And I think Matt Your Daddy has also changed tyre. It had a pit stop too, because I'm pretty sure I saw him on the mediums and he's now on the softs. No, actually no, he isn't, no, because the gap between him and Kart is 8.2 seconds, so... so currently we'll have a look at the order. So it's Betts at the moment leading from Stuart Mackenzie 2, Kart 1979 P3, Matt Your Daddy 4th, Inverche 5th, Beardy 6th, Rip Trich 7th, and Conman makes up the top 8. 2 cars out of the race, we have Ian Betts 900 and Warlords 1313. So we know what happened to Ian Betts, but yeah, it will be interesting to see what happened to Warlords.
Yeah, I don't know if you like any footage of it from his perspective.
Well, the crash looked... I just couldn't tell where the crash was. It just looked so... it kind of looked like turn 1 or even up here.
Yeah, I was thinking it might have been up out of turn 3 maybe, but it's a weird place to go. If that is the case, could have been anywhere.
He did complain a little bit about braking, having brake issues and whatnot, so it could have been a brake failure at the end of it. So the gap now between Stuart Mackenzie 2 and Betts is just under a second. It's 17th. Kart has actually kind of fallen away from the group, so he's struggling a little bit at the moment.
Well, he is on the medium tyre, so you would expect him to fall back a bit, but race to come back to him towards the end.
Yeah, exactly. The thing about it too is that Stewart is on the mid-soft, so if he does plan to try and go to the end on them, they will be shot. So
Yeah.
we'll see if that plays out. But anyway, we can't take your eyes off this battle at the moment. M. Virtue versus Matt Your Daddy. It's the battle of the South Americans.
Ooh.
We saw this battle at the post-race test in Silverstone. Matt Your Daddy, of course, cleared it. But at the moment, M. Virtue just looking that extra bit fierce. But of course, I think it's the difference in time. M. Virtue's on fresh softs. Matt Your Daddy is on seemingly worn softs. Will M. Virtue go up the inside? Yes, he will. Down the inside goes the McLaren Honda on the Mercedes.
Oh, bit of contact, but nothing major.
No wing damage from it, but that was a beautiful move there by the McLaren Honda.
Mackenzie also right up the back of Betts now.
Yep, so that's the...
Now Betts will want to hold him up as much as possible, I'd imagine.
Yeah, he'll want
to try and help his teammate out.
Yeah, he'll want to back Mackenzie as close to Kart as possible. But if you think about it, it could be possible that Betts is trying to go to the end on these soft tyres, but he came in 2 laps earlier than Mackenzie and Kart. So if Mackenzie's tyres get shot by the end...
Yeah, be a long stint on the softs trying to go to the end from there. But I'm not sure. It could be possible.
Oh, Kart Betts just got a little bit taily coming out of that second to last corner. Mackenzie will probably now. So if that was a DRS point, if that was a DRS point, Mackenzie would have got DRS there. So he'll have DRS now. Kart, yeah, Betts is going to go completely defend. He's edging him. He's edging him.
Try and give him the squeeze.
Yeah, because you want to go defensive, but at the same time you don't want to make too much room. So Kart's going to... Yep, beautiful there. And he prevented the switchback too. So, but yeah, this problem, you go defensive into 1, you do compromise yourself a little bit coming into 2. So, Mackenzie looking for the switchback, can't quite get it.
Not happening.
And the gap isn't actually diminishing between Stuart Mackenzie 2 and Kart. It's actually,
Kart isn't making the most of this.
No. Oh, a bit of contact there.
Mackenzie maybe just getting a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, Mackenzie needs to be careful because if he gets, he'll know what. Oh, what? Look at this, ambitious, very ambitious.
Bit of contact.
Will he have DR? Yeah, so he got DRS
Betts
with
goes
that
off
too.
the circuit, and
I would almost see. I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one to call, but the pass was done anyways. But
yeah,
I think there is some aggression that you just got to take for so much. That move could have been, he did practically escort Betts off the road.
Yeah, I think the gap was definitely there, so he had to go for it. And as I say, that corner is hard enough as it is to pull up and bit the car around. So
at the same time, Betts will now have DRS coming in down the main straight. So we'll see.
So can Betts stay with him?
Betts will look to try and get even here. So will he have a fire?
Will he fire it? A dive bomb?
Yeah, he's going for
it. Looks like he's. Now he backs out. Thinks better of it. He's going to have the better run here though.
Yep, definitely. Look at that. Mackenzie did go just a touch.
The back end a little bit.
Mackenzie did go a touch defensive coming through there. So, and yeah, there we go. Look at that. Now we're starting to see the gap starting to drop.
Yeah.
With Kart. So, and it looks like Matt Your Daddy has come into the pits again. So, yeah. So he's on the medium. So he's done the 2-stop to rectify the damage. And Conman is ahead of Ripper Tretch too. So
surprised Matt Your Daddy hasn't fitted another pair of softs though, unless he doesn't have them available to him, perhaps. Sure.
Well, you never know. But a good running from Betty at the moment. He's currently P5.
Yeah, solid
result for him. And M. Virtue looking to bag another 4th place if he stays where he is. But the battle is between Betts and Mackenzie. Mackenzie has not stretched the gap.
No.
But the gap between them and Kart is still extending. So Kart must be really struggling on these medium tyres to get them up to 10. So we're going to keep our eyes on this battle at the moment because last week we saw Betts in the fence and Kart fighting.
Betts has run it very wide.
Yeah, he's gone on the ripple, but he'll still have DRS.
Lost a lot of time.
So he'll be able to build that gap back up. The gap currently on a second, but of course he had DRS at the time. He'll probably try and build that back up and get back in. So we'll just had a bit of a timing glitch there for a moment, but it actually looks like I don't know at the moment. Hang on, I'll just double. It looks like to me Inverche is actually starting to catch Kart.
Yeah, it looks like it's falling. I'm just watching it now on my screen. Down under the 14-second mark.
Yeah, it's 10.3 seconds from Inverche to...
Yeah, so that's...
And look at that, and Betts has actually pulled the gap right back in.
Yeah,
so
right back there.
So these Saubers, I think, have been built for chasing cars. I don't think they've been built for leading.
It does seem that way because he was struggling. He looked like,
oh no, he's in the fence, is he?
He's in the wall.
And he's gone too, so... pushed too hard. That corner, I've been into the fence on that corner too, but that's just crushing.
Got up on the curb and...
There goes the rear, so that's crushing for Sauber. They looked on course for at least another double podium.
Yeah.
And he'll be...
Now the question for Stuart Mackenzie is, can those tyres hold on till the end? Or what are they going to be? We expect them to drop off at the end, but how much? Because he's on mediums, he's going to be safe.
Yeah.
So
but Mackenzie will know now that he's going to have to try and push, so he needs to pull a gap.
Yeah.
But the gap is dropping now, 2.6 seconds to...
Yeah.
And it's still...
So Inverche up onto the podium as well.
Yeah, and Matt Daddy on course for a P5 finish if he stays with the R, but he is catching... he's also catching Beardy too, so Beardy's still on course for quite a consistent finish there. But yeah, this race is just exploding, literally, in the fact that we've had 3 crashes. The 2 brothers now out of the race, Betts and Ian Betts, both twin brothers now out of the Grand Prix, and relatively near the same sector. So,
yeah.
And then of course Warlords 1313 with that mysterious crash that I'm sure he'll let.
I'm sure Betts 715 will be frustrated with himself there.
Oh, he'll be absolutely furious, and I think Kart as well, because they are cousins. I think Kart will be feeling disappointed that it's come to that, but he'll know now that this is the motion. He's kept the gap quite close, so at least Betts' sacrifice in this case won't be in vain.
Yeah, he's holding it under the 3-second mark now, like 2.8 seconds back.
The thing I'm noticing though is that Sauber looks very unsettled.
Yeah, there's been several occasions where the teams have had a little bit of a tank slap on them. I think
I'm right in the way that they've created a car that works on the ideas of chasing but not leading. But this car, I think Karts is actually set up a little bit more for straight line speed, and you can tell because the car and Ian Betts has left the session, but I'm guessing he was just spectating, and now that his brother is out of the race, he has no more reason to be there. But yeah, I think like the gap keeps interchanging between 2.4 and 2.8, so it looks like there's...
I think down the straight, I think he gains in a lot of time.
So let's have a look. So the gap is 3 seconds now, so Mackenzie's made up a fair bit of time through here, but yeah, 2.9, so we'll see what happens when we go on the main straight. And Betts has also left the session, so of course those two are constrained by time anyway, so I'm sure that an early exit wasn't necessarily bad news in their regard. But anyway, so the gap 2.7 seconds now as we go to the last turn, and we'll just see what kind of speed the Sauber has in a straight line versus the Ferrari. So 2.8, 2.7, 2.713, so about a tenth of a second difference in straight line speed.
Yeah, it's decent amount really.
And the gap has
And
dropped
then
to, yeah, so I think,
2.4,
yeah, okay, so,
back down.
yeah, this makes sense. Okay, so here we go. So this is where it is. So Sector 1 looks to be stronger for the Sauber, but Sector 2 and Sector 3, well, Sector 2 looks to be Mackenzie's strongest, and then Sector 3 looks to be quite level pegged, and M. Virtue is now in the pits. And he's going to come out. Oh!
Oh!
That was super close there. So this is a battle for the podium too, because Matt Your Daddy is right in it. So.
Oh yeah, Matt Your Daddy's right there. But M. Birche on the soft tyre, so the other two on the mediums, fresh softs as well for M. Birche. So you've got to feel M. Birche has the edge in that department.
Yeah, so he'll pull the gap out a bit. But Matt Your Daddy, is he going to have a look? Oh, he just had a look up the inside. Is he going to get the job done? Betty will try and... No, Betty... Oh, no, here we go.
Ooh, yeah, backed out of it there,
You don't overtake there, no matter how... I mean, Mackenzie did it, but he basically escorted Betts off the track to do so. So you don't do that kind of passing there. But that was a bit of a hair-raising moment there. Oh, Matt Your Daddy! Oh, my goodness me! That was close to replicating Betts there. But I think he had the state of mind to get off the acceleration. Oh, the gap, 2 seconds.
Yeah, Cart's getting there.
And
9 laps to go.
And in saying that, they've also just put a lap on Conman 69. So I wonder if, and this is going to be, and I bet you Mackenzie will not be happy about it. I wonder if his teammate actually got in his way.
Possible, yeah, judging by the timings of that they came across him and the big jump down from 2.5 to 2 seconds. That wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, so I don't think Mackenzie will be too pleased that his own teammate has interfered with the battle. But let's see the battle between M. Virtue and Matt Your Daddy. Currently 3.4 seconds, so that's the difference. Matt Your Daddy was right up his arse a lap ago, and now there's a 3 second... Oh, sorry, I just thought I lost Matt Your Daddy there for a second, but I just noticed a P4, so... The fluffy little guest is watching with bated anticipation. She's very much into this racing as much as anyone. Cart now 1.9 seconds.
Cart is on a new fastest lap of the race, I think.
We'll see as he crosses the line.
Mackenzie's
in! Mackenzie's in!
Oh, that's interesting.
I called it. He was on the 2 stop. But why? Why would do you think he actually was responding? Do you think he actually was responding to Betts at the time?
Yeah, maybe he felt he had to.
Yeah, he must have thought he needed to respond, but he thought he would hang it out for 2 more laps just to see.
Such a gap now, but
20 seconds. That's not impossible with 8 laps left to go, but
he's going to be faster. But is he going to be like 3 seconds a lap? 2 seconds a lap fast.
I'll be disappointed if I find this out, but I'm hoping that he's not banking on Cart's internet to fail again.
That's true. I can't believe he would. That would be leaving too much to chance. Surely.
That would be leaving too much to chance, and if it doesn't pay off, well, that he's practically just denied himself.
It'd be interesting what state those soft tyres were in, because if there was any chance of him taking them to the end, you'd have thought he'd have done it. Well, that's the thing too. He could have been pushing so hard to keep Betts at bay that maybe he did take a huge chunk out of this. You did say he was running rich mix for a while. Yeah, he did. He does have 2 laps of fuel left, so he can run rich quite a bit and can't. But at the same time, it's only got 8 laps.
8 laps, and he'd be ripping the tyres to shreds doing it.
Yeah. So he's got it under 20 seconds. But
now, see, if I was Car, I would stay out. I would not respond to this at all.
Yeah, no chance. That's your best chance of the win.
Yeah, Rupert Church is in the pit, so Conman will now take P6. So, despite everything, Ferrari at least is going to score some decent points in place of Sauber, of course, because Sauber, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 seconds, of course. What is it?
I wonder if Stuart Mackenzie perhaps thinking that this is a safe option, P2 is better than crashing because of the lack of grip or even a puncture. so perhaps P2 is better than nothing. Just settle for that and see if you can catch him. But
well, the interesting thing about all this is that it does kind of give us, the F1 drivers, a little bit of insight of how to take the race. But you know, everything's a possibility, everything is an option, but at the same time there's so many variables. I mean, you can look at the gap, and it's gone from 20
maybe 2.5 seconds in a lap. That's about what he needs.
But at the moment, he's only been able to take out 2 seconds in the space of a lap and a half. So
he needs a bit more than that, and that his tyres are only going to be going off as well. So, mind you, so will Kart's, I suppose. So,
well, Kart's tyres, Kart came in the lap before Stuart Mackenzie 2, and that was on probably about lap 10. So there's 13 lap old tyres against 2 lap old tyres.
16.5 seconds. I'm not sure I can see that coming in.
He probably, the only other thing I can think that he's banking on is that Sauber has been looking. That Sauber does look unstable, so he is thinking that.
I'm thinking on some old medium tyres, perhaps an unstable car. Perhaps he's banking on a spin or something.
I would say car. So if I was car, I wouldn't care. You know, the old saying goes, it doesn't matter if you win by a mile or a millimetre. Kart will just be trying. If I was Kart, I'd be backing off as much as I can, try not to push the tyres too hard, try not to make too many mistakes. And the gap just jumped straight back out to 17.5 seconds.
I'm experiencing a bit of lag on my screen. I don't know if you're having the same here, but Mackenzie is stuck behind Ripit Church here.
Yeah, so it did just flick back to 14.6 seconds, and Mackenzie has cleared Ripit Church.
Yeah,
or has he? No.
Quite a bit of lag.
Yeah, there is a bit of a lag spike here going through. So, because it did look like those cars were actually travelling really slow through that section.
Ripit Church going to get out of Mackenzie's way here. He's in the way.
Yeah, but there's
not what Mackenzie wants if it's lagging.
There's no love lost in this situation. It's Mercedes versus Ferrari. Mercedes will be doing, front wing damage. A piece of Mackenzie's front wing just vacated from the car.
This is exactly what I just said. This is the lag. It's not what he wanted to be stuck there with the lag. I think he's probably just lagged into the back of his car.
Well, Ripit Church would be getting the blue flag right about now, so...
Yeah, I think he should have pulled over earlier, if I'm honest, but...
Oh, of course, anyone would say that, but at the moment, I wonder if there is lag in the way that, at the moment, with the lag, it's not actually showing Ripit Church the blue flag, so... Because I can't actually see the blue flag lights flashing anywhere.
No, I can't see them either. I don't think they're there yet. So he hasn't been told to get out of the way, so he's within his rights to be there.
Yeah, so he thinks that.
I
actually think, and I'm going by this. If he hasn't got the blue flag, he thinks.
Oh, there we go. He's let him pass now.
Okay, so my thoughts behind it was that he thought that.
Someone Birdie's just come in.
Yeah, he would have thought that was Conman. He could have thought that was Mackenzie's teammate he was battling.
Yeah, but I think that is with the front wing damage and the time lost there. I think that is.
Well, he hasn't actually lost all that much. He hasn't actually lost all that much time.
No, but it was it was more the fact that he wasn't gaining during that time.
No. So the intervals are switching. So it says 17.8 here, but it will probably jump back to what it actually is. So yeah, Mackenzie's bold strategy, I think, has actually led to be his undoing. But of course, he'll
be interesting to hear his perspective.
And of course, but in saying that, he will extend his championship lead because, of course, Pure Axel 2121 unfortunately unable to attend because he has just been crowned the New Zealand Super Truck champion. So, congratulations to Pure Axel 2121 on that
congratulations, man.
And at the moment, Kart now looking to redeem himself. This has been a brilliant drive from the Sauber driver, just getting a bit on the curb, heading into that treacherous corner. once you get on the curb there, there's no going back. So he did well to just come off the acceleration there and prevent himself from losing the rear. So here, like, he's doing it right there. You get on the curb there on the entry, and then you try as hard as you can to stay off the curb coming around the sweeper, because as soon as you hit that curb, it's game over. It doesn't matter what car you're in. You hit that curb on worn tyres, it's game over.
Yeah.
So the gap now at 16.6 seconds, so that wing damage has really hampered Mackenzie's result. But again, he will extend the championship lead, and I'm sure he's humble enough to accept at least one race defeat.
Yeah, you can't expect to win them all, and he's almost more importantly at this stage. Enverche is 11 seconds behind. Oh,
exactly.
So just jumped to 10. No,
yeah, it's
as
lagging.
I say that, it's just
it's lagging.
Yeah, but about 10, 11 seconds.
So he doesn't need
if
to
he's
push.
keeping in there. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, well, I had a moment there where it said six seconds, but yeah I think at the moment.
Now says for me it says Matt, your daddy is only 5.5 seconds down on Enverche. So 6. Well, now it's got 6.
Yeah, 6. So
about 6.
Enverche played, and then of course, so and then here's the lag here. So at the moment on my screen here, we just see Enverche now completely slowing down to a point of stopping. Well, actually, hang on. I just need to check the telemetry here.
Oh, he's got a puncture.
Oh, he
Enverche's
does
got
too.
a puncture.
So okay, so my screen wasn't deceiving me. So Enverche with a where is it? Front left, is it?
Front left puncture, yeah.
Oh, so Enverche pushing it a little too hard.
That's going to put Matt, your daddy, up to 3rd place, and Enverche has to get in the pits as quickly as he can, or he's going to lose out to that big place as well.
Oh, so I thought I was seeing things there when I saw Enverche slow. I thought that was lag because I thought he was slowing down. So, I wonder if he's just been too aggressive on his tyres.
So perhaps that has justified Mackenzie's option to pit for those super softs.
Yeah.
Had he kept those softs
Although,
on,
in saying that, car is on the medium, so there's no... I mean, it could be with a few laps to go. Like, if a puncture occurred with 1 lap to go, then Mackenzie's set strategy has been justified, but... Oh, Rip Tretch is out of the race, so... wait, where is that? Is that turn 1? Where is that?
That is...
Is that the hairpin?
Well,
hang on. There's Matt your daddy. So where's Matt your daddy?
That's
turn 1.
That's coming down. That's turn...
Yeah, that's turn 1.
That's turn 3?
No, that is... no, that's
turn 1 behind him.
Yeah, it's turn 1. So he's... It looks like he's... I wonder if he's just escorted himself into the wall. That's a really strange spot to be...
Weird.
So 4 DNFs out of the 10.
Enverche has made it.
Yep, and he's come out...
Into the pits and out. He's 15 seconds down, so it'll be P4 for him.
Oh, but that'd be soul-crushing for him too, because he was on course for a podium. After a DNF in Australia and a 4th place in China, a podium would have been a godsend. But I think the true godsend at the moment, and I'm going to say nothing because I don't want to deliver the commentator's curse with a lap to go, 2 laps to go. It could be redemption today for Sauber.
Yeah, after last week, they deserved the win last week, so but didn't.
Well, if you look at it, if you look at the facts and you take into consideration, this could have been Kart 1979's 2nd consecutive win. 2 wins in a row. This could have been the 2nd race win in a row. Unfortunately, the internet gave Mackenzie the...
Mackenzie is gaining, but he's got weight.
He's got way too... There's not enough time, so unless Kart makes a mistake or
without wing damage and without being held up, perhaps he'll argue, I'm sure.
Yeah,
in case of what could have been, but
I think
even so,
I think even the I would say probably about. I think it would have been probably about 5-6 seconds at the end, I would say, with that, all that. So
yeah, with the wing damage as well, yeah. He's getting there, but
he's pushing, he's going for it.
Well, of course,
He'll probably want the fastest lap too, so there's no... Although I think he's already got it, if I'm not mistaken.
He's quite a long way off it, so yeah.
So
perhaps maybe because he probably won't know if Kart has any penalties or not.
Well, I haven't seen anything come up from
might have racked up a few.
So...
No, I've had a look. I just had a look on Race Director, and there were no penalties. So
out of the race at the moment, Ripper Tretch bets 715, Ian bets 900, and actually in saying that, if bets were still in the game, it could have been a case of there's a bit of a timing glitch here because suddenly Mackenzie's in the lead, but we'll ignore that anyway because we know where we are.
6 seconds on my screen, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, but the fireworks are already flying. It's a bit premature for that, but either... Oh, what's going on here?
I just had a huge lag spike on mine.
Yeah, it was just like an alien interference there, but...
There's a Ferrari right behind...
Yeah, but that's Conman 69.
Oh. Is it? It doesn't say... Oh, it is. On my screen, it's been... okay.
Yeah, it just kind of switched around. But either way, one lap to go. We don't need that kind of problem surfacing. But yeah, that alien interference, we come in peace, my brothers. But anyway, Kart is coming down the back straight. It's going to be redemption for Sauber. Sauber are going to take their first... Whoa. Massive explosion of something in the background, but either way, around the last turn, Kart 1979, second in China, what could have been a win. Kart 1979 wins the Bahrain Grand Prix and redeems himself for the Transnation Challenge GP2. Stuart Mackenzie 2 is going to bring it home in second, and Matt, your daddy, after being put to the back of the field with problems, is going to bag a podium.
Yeah, he'll be pleased with that. Wouldn't have expected that after the first few laps.
And we're now going to go transfer ourselves over to the Transnation GP2 chat to have a chat with these drivers. So we will tune back in just a moment's time. When my system decides to stop lagging. Anyway, Beardy now coming across the line in P5. And Conman 69's got a heap of front wing damage from what looks to be continual contact with Kart 1979. But either way, we will we'll come back to you in a moment's time with the podium celebration.